watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, home sales are on the rise ahead of spring, which is a notoriously good time to list your property. We'll learn why in your real estate update. Queen Bee Boutique is here showing off the latest informal wear, from bridal and pageant dresses to prom. We'll get a closer look. The Elvis Presley biomusical Heartbreak Hotel is now on stage at Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse in Rock Island. We'll introduce you to the lead portraying the legendary King of Rock and Roll. And you can help support financial literacy simply by getting a sandwich for your next meal. Just ahead, a closer look at a partnership between Junior Achievement and Jersey Mike's. Thanks for watching Quad Cities Live on this Friday, March 21st. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. Lagomarsino's, based in the Quad Cities, is in the running to be the coolest thing made in Illinois. My co-host Kyle Keel is joining us live from the Moline shop with details on this Makers Madness competition. And Kyle, the public can vote right now.
Yeah, they can vote right now, and they certainly have been voting, because Lagomarsino's is just one of more than 100 businesses that were actually up for this challenge here just a couple of weeks ago. That's when Lagomarsino's was even made aware of this contest, so very special. Of course, Lagomarsino's has been a staple here in downtown Moline and the Quad Cities for 117 years. They got the original sign out there. So instead of Lagomarsino's coming to the studio, we decided to come down to the shop in East Moline, which again has been a staple since 1908. We got a couple customers in here that probably didn't know they were going to be on TV today. But of course, this is a very popular spot, not only in Moline, but in Davenport as well. And joining us, as always, is Katie Lagomarsino Hilton. Katie, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Yes, of course. So obviously, this is a big deal. Makers Madness. I mean, Moline, the Quad Cities, I mean, we know Lagomarsino's is very special, and now the whole state knows.
Yes, it's really cool to be featured in the coolest thing made in Illinois. So we were up against many people, over 100 different nominees, and now we're in top 16. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting indeed. So top 16, I mean, this is a big deal regardless if you make it to the top 8 and the top 4, because your family has been invited to the governor's mansion.
Yes, so my mom and dad are actually going to go, and they're going to go celebrate this really cool nomination that we received.
Okay, so this nomination, the top 16, the voting continues until this Sunday.
Yes.
And then we go to the top 8, hopefully, and then the top 4. So talk about the voting process, because it's a very interesting how they kind of put up different businesses.
Yeah, so this time with top 16, we're actually against a titanium vacuum chamber. So they don't really correlate, so it's a little different. But when you go vote at makersmadnessil.com, you can actually you have to vote for every single category, and you'll cast your vote. So you can only vote one time a day.
Okay.
So that goes through Sunday. And then starting March 25th, then you'll start voting for the top 8.
Okay, and then the top 4 after that, and then April 9th is the big day.
Yes, yes it is. Very exciting.
And we're hoping Lagomarsino's ends up, but regardless if you're the top or not, you'll be on the show April 9th to talk more about all the goodies that you have, which, of course, you're heading into Easter season. So behind us, we've got the big Easter eggs, the carrot pretzel rods.
Yep, so we've been making these chocolate Easter eggs for over 100 years. It's something that my dad and husband are busy making, and also our chocolate ladies in the Davenport store, and it's a wonderful tradition. It's many memories for many people that they like to carry on.
And I think that's what makes Lagomarsino's so special, is it brings a sense of nostalgia to people, especially when you come to the downtown Moline store, because it's been here for so long, and this is all handmade.
Yes. So all our chocolates, interiors are made here in the basement. So like our homemade English toffee, our sponge, creams, and caramels. And then it gets dipped at our other store in the Village of East Davenport. But in Moline, the floor is original, the ceiling, the booth. So, I mean, it's like walking back in time when you go enjoy our homemade sundaes. We make our own ice cream, which is something that my husband makes, which is amazing. But we're also starting to serve lunch again, too.
All right, and we're going to talk more about serving lunch and the ice cream coming up in the next half hour. But again, remind our viewers where and when they can vote.
Yes, so vote at makersmadnessil.com, and you can vote till Sunday for the top 16.
All right, awesome. So, yeah, good luck to Lago Marcinos, obviously a staple in the community. And like I said, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to join Katie again, and she's going to tell us more about the items on their lunch menu and, of course, get a little more details on all the goodies here at Lago Marcinos. For now, we're live in Moline for Quad Cities Live. I'm Kyle Keel. We'll send it back to you, Morgan.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Well, next Wednesday, March 26th, head to your nearest Jersey Mike's Subs for the annual Day of Giving, benefiting Junior Achievement of the Heartland. In fact, Jersey Mike's will give back 100% of the day's sales to Junior Achievement. Here to tell us more about the impact is Linda Wood from JA of the Heartland and Joelle Morales from Jersey Mike's Subs. Thank you both for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, absolutely. Lots to talk about. This is such a really great thing that you do every year at Jersey Mike's. But Linda, let's start with you and JA. Just kind of remind people of what Junior Achievement does and really how the organization impacts the community and has done so for many years now.
Sure. So Junior Achievement, we are a nonprofit organization, and we work with students K through 12 typically, although we are dipping our toe in older age groups as well. But our programs focus on financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and work and career readiness.
Okay.
So really our goal is to prepare these kids for life after graduation, whether it's attending a trade school, whether it's going to college. You know, there's such a stigma, I think, for a lot of years that kids had to go to college right after high school, and we're trying to educate these kids that there's a lot of variety of careers that they can explore, and we really just want them to own their own financial and professional success.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's just like a lot of jokes made, about kids that graduated, many years ago. Like I'm even talking about myself. Like I was not financially literate when I graduated. When I was a senior in high school. I mean, balance a checkbook, maybe. I think maybe I learned that at one point, but I mean, I don't even own a checkbook anymore. So yeah, it's really amazing how early that they get started with JA. And I mean, my daughter's in first grade and she's already had speakers come to her class and teach her, digestible things about financial literacy. So it's fabulous. Joelle, so this is actually a month of giving for Jersey Mike's. So kind of explain to us what the month of giving is and how you guys narrowed it down to JA for that day of giving.
Absolutely. So March is a very special month to us because, like you said, it's the month of giving. So all Jersey Mike's locations get to partner up with local charities or organizations to raise money throughout the whole month. So there's actually over 3,000 Jersey Mike's now. But with our group of the 7 stores, we have partnered up with Junior Achievement of the Heartland, and we've been raising money for them all throughout the month so far. And proud to announce that we've already raised over $40,000 for them already. But
oh my gosh.
yeah, so the community has been amazing, just giving us all the support. So thank you everybody who's been supporting thus far. But
well, it's not hard. Jersey Mike's is good, right?
Yeah. So and we do a. If you come in and do a $5 donation, you get a buy one, get one free coupon in return to use for a future visit. So
that's awesome.
That helps do a little, win-win for everybody.
Very cool. So Linda, talk about the different ways that this Day of Giving really helps JA, where that money goes.
So obviously with being a nonprofit, we're relying heavily on grants, sponsorships, donations, and most of our programs we do at no cost to the schools. So we're really just trying to grow the number of students that we serve, grow the number of programs, and continue to update our curriculum. So without financial support like that, it's just not possible to do those things. In addition, we're trying to give some of these kids that may not have an opportunity otherwise to have exposure to these types of programs.
Yeah, it's more inclusive that way. The more money you can raise. So Joelle, if people are ordering online, which many of us do, I mean, right here at TV6 we order food online all the time. How can they make sure that they are still helping in this effort?
So super simple. So next Wednesday, we'll be donating 100% of our sales. If you place an order online, if you come in and order, you don't have to say anything special. There's no promo code that you have to do.
Oh, okay.
You just place the order on Wednesday, March 26th, and 100% of the sales are going to be donated.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Make it very easy. And talk a little bit too. I mean, you kind of touched on this before, but you talk about all the Jersey Mike's and how they pick different charities, nonprofits to donate to. Really, how did you all settle on JA and realize
Yeah.
the importance of this organization?
Absolutely. So yeah, it was a big decision for us. We wanted to make obviously a really big impact in the community. So someone that worked with a large area of the community, and even more so, we wanted to work with kids and the youth, and somebody that made an impact there. So when we, had all our talks with Junior Achievement and everything with, like Linda said, with financial responsibility, entrepreneurship, that really just hits home and resonates so much with all of our core values. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
No-brainer. I love to hear that. And Linda, you guys are in a new space now.
We are.
And I mean, that's been going really well. So just kind of remind people of, the move that you made and how beneficial that has been to participants over the past year.
Right. So we used to be downtown Davenport. We lost our lease a couple of years ago and we were all very sad, but luckily Vibrant bought the old Sam's Club in Moline and gifted 13,000 square feet to Junior Achievement for the amount of $1 a year.
Amazing.
So that is home to our BizTown, which a lot of people have heard about, but a lot of people haven't heard about our second entity in there, which is Finance Park.
Yeah.
So we have the ability in the new space to run both at the same time, which we have done a couple of times. It gets a little crazy, but it's super fun.
Yeah.
So we started hosting kids there in October.
Yeah, it's the response has been fabulous from what I understand, and there are so many different programs that are benefiting kids. So just really well done with Junior Achievement. And if you want to support Junior Achievement of the Heartland and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving, just head to your nearest Jersey Mike's location. That is on Wednesday, March 26th. That is next week, so mark your calendar. And if you want to learn more, of course, visit heartland.ja.org. Thank you both for being here and just talking all about it. Yeah, we appreciate it. Still to come on Quad Cities Live, prom season is coming up, and Queen Bee Boutique is here with an up-close look at some of the formal wear trending for the spring.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Feel like a queen on prom night by getting your formal wear at the Queen Bee Boutique. April Beaulieu is the owner of the business located in Milan, Illinois. April, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. This is so fun for me. Like, I remember prom and all of that and all the bridal stuff. I mean, I could go wedding dress shopping every single weekend. Not that I need one, but it's just like a lot of fun. So give us a little bit of background on the Queen Bee Boutique, when you got started and why you got started.
So we opened Queen Bee Boutique back in 2020. I had two girls at the time who were in high school and in pageants, and just wanted to kind of make it easier on myself so I didn't have to drive around everywhere, and decided I was going to open a boutique. I also saw a lot of places closing during COVID and wanted the girls to have somewhere to go to shop.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking at some photos of the boutique right now, but for anyone that's never been inside, we're focusing on prom today, but you actually have a lot to offer. Talk about the different items that we can find there.
Sure, we do a lot in a little space. So not only do we have prom and pageant, homecoming, we also offer bridal, bridesmaid, mother of the bride, and we also do tuxes as well. So
wow.
We do a lot in a little tiny space.
And how is it to try and find those items that you want to fill the store with? I'm always like, every time we have a small business owner or a boutique owner, I'm always curious how you curate all of that and find the things that you love the most.
Well, what we do is we go to markets. We work one-on-one with designers.
Wow.
And we kind of go and we look at what they're offering as far as the latest and greatest in designs, and then we look at bringing those here to the Quad Cities.
That's very cool. And as far as price point, I think parents kind of, they hold their breath a little bit every time, their daughter is going to prom or their daughter is getting married or something along those lines. But you really have an inclusive price point.
We do. So we actually have gowns right now that are on clearance for prom, starting around $25, and then they go all the way up from there.
Yeah.
So price point on average dresses for prom are around $350, but like I said, can be less or could be more depending on the design and whatnot. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, we try to do a lot to meet everybody's budget.
Okay, so let's take a look at some dresses because you brought some models with you here today, and I believe our first model is Olivia.
Yes, this is Miss Olivia.
Wow.
And she is modeling an Ashley Lauren gown for us in Periwinkle.
Oh my
This is a
goodness.
stunning gown with the sequins and the great design to it. It has a nice little train. And the great open sides. It's a fun piece.
It is beautiful, and the sequins, I feel like the sequins will always be
a big hit.
A big hit
Yes.
for
yes.
prom. And it
Absolutely.
looks comfortable too. Olivia, is it comfortable? Super comfortable. Super comfortable, she said. Oh my gosh, so we can find this in store.
Yes, absolutely. It does come in other colors as well.
Really?
And so it can be ordered in other colors.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Olivia, thank you. And let's bring up our next model, which I believe is Lindsay, correct?
This is Lindsay.
Oh my gosh.
And Lindsay is wearing a
gorgeous.
gorgeous design. This is by La Divine. And so one of the fun things is we like to find designers that this is one of our designers that we call bougie on a budget.
Okay.
If you saw this dress by any other designer, a lot of places it'd be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
So this dress here is $449.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's got all of the beading, all of the pearls. It's
Yeah.
just, it's stunning. The sparkle underlay, it's a gorgeous piece.
Yeah, and I think that people are able to see that looking on the screen right now. The pearl accent is really, really cool.
It's beautiful.
And you talked about with, you know, our last model, Olivia, you talked about ordering something in a different color. What kind of timeline should we expect as customers to be able to do that?
So it depends on if the dresses are in stock. Right now we're recommending for prom that they be in stock if we're going to do an order. If something has to be put into production, then it gets a little tight
little tricky.
with our April and May prom deadlines.
That's just good to know going into
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yep.
well, oh my goodness, Lindsay, thank you so much. Beautiful. I love this next one too.
Yes, this is Molly, and she is wearing a gorgeous gown by Ed Young. Just a very simple stretch satin, very elegant. Can be used for prom, but also for maybe a social occasion, Mardi Gras ball, military ball, those kind of things. So it's gorgeous, comes in numerous colors.
It's really, really pretty. It's like, I mean, not that she needs it, but it also looks flattering because I think because of the boning. You know, I feel like this would look fabulous on a lot of different body types, which is,
Absolutely.
you know, huge. It also kind of reminds me of, like, if you had it in white or ivory, it kind of reminds me of could be a wedding dress.
It could.
It's really that classy and pretty.
And that's what we encourage a lot of our brides to think about too, is think outside the box. If you're looking for something that's very budget friendly, you know, look at those dresses that may be marketed as prom, because they're actually very flexible. They could be used for any occasion.
Yeah.
And bridal is one of those occasions. So
Yeah, this is incredible. This one looks really comfy too. Is this one comfy? Yes. That's important on prom. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say, you don't want to be uncomfy on prom.
No, you want to be able to dance and eat and sit and all those good things. So that's one of the important things too, is to make sure you're comfortable.
Very cool. All right, well, Molly, thank you so much. Beautiful. And then our last model is Kennedy.
This is Miss Kennedy in a hottie dress.
Oh my
So
gosh.
this is another stunner by Ashley Lauren. This one is one of my favorites. We call it the Starry Night. It comes in numerous colors, but it kind of reminds you of the painting Starry Night.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like the little swirls in it. I love the different greens and blues and
And
all
it's
of
got
that.
that gorgeous halter neck. Now this is one of those pieces that some of the moms might go, ooh, that's really low cut. One of the fun things that we can do is we have a seamstress in our building. And so the bust can be brought up or the slit in the leg can be dropped. So I always tell parents, think outside the box too. There's some things that we can do to make it where, you know, to the
Exactly
comfort
what
level.
you want.
Yep, but
Wow.
this is just a stunner.
Yeah, that is an absolutely beautiful dress. And they all have, you know, really pretty accessories on and things like that. Is that something that we can find?
Absolutely. So we do have all the gorgeous earrings at our shop. We also carry veils as well. So for our brides that are looking, we have veils, we have belts, we have all the things.
Wonderful. Okay, well, let's bring up all of the models, at least for one final look. And please take your time, because I know all these dresses are very long and you are wearing very high heels. That's why I look so short when I stand next to them, because they all have heels on. Yes, you all look absolutely beautiful, and I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and being so brave. The Queen Bee Boutique, again, it is located at 528 First Street West in Milan. We have all that information on your screen right now, the phone number and the website and the Facebook page, of course. And you guys have extended hours on Sundays until mid-April just because of prom.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Just for prom from 2 to 5 on Sundays, we're open. Our seamstress is also available that time as well.
Wonderful. April, thank you. Models,
Thank
great
you.
job. Thank you so much for coming in today. Yes, absolutely. Well, still to come on QCL, some surprising new market statistics show Iowa ranks high among all 50 states for first-time home buyers. Your real estate update is next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
It is time now for a real estate update, and statistics show that we are somewhat stepping away from a seller's market and seeing a more balanced market. Joining us with that and so much more is Justin Landwehr, owner and managing broker of Currents and Keys Realty. Justin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks
Morgan.
for being here. It's so nice to be with you again. I mean, last time we hung out together was on the 11 a.m. newscast. So we're so happy to have Justin here. So touching briefly on some of the trends that we just talked about. So price per square foot and the amount of days that a home is on the market. Both of those things appear to be changing a little bit.
Right, we are definitely moving towards what we call a balanced market. We were definitely in a very heavy seller's market where homes are moving very quickly. Our days on market was 7-8 days on market. Now we're heading up to 30. And that price per square foot is dropping a little to $107, $110 per square foot.
Okay, so that is better. That is much better news for buyers. I think the first time that we met and we started talking on the show, it's been a seller's market.
For about 3 years,
Yeah,
and we're finally seeing that turn.
It's been a long time. So we're seeing some changes there, which is exciting. Also some kind of exciting news is that Iowa and Illinois are ranked pretty well in some new statistics for first-time home buyers. So they're ranking well among all the other states. Illinois not as much as Iowa though, which is ranked second. We have that on the screen right now.
Yeah, up there with West Virginia and North Dakota. Iowa is number 2 in the most affordable place for first-time buyers to buy a home.
That is pretty crazy.
It's amazing.
Honestly. It's amazing. So this is a good thing. And talk about some of the most difficult for first-time home buyers so that we can kind of compare states.
Sure, the most difficult states, no surprise to most people, are going to be Iowa and Hawaii. Median home price in Hawaii for first-time buyers, $800,000. Takes them 13 years to save that down payment of over $100,000 to get in that home.
Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like we forget about Hawaii, right? Yes, people move there. California, I think that we can all imagine, but median home value, so the average home value being at $800,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that is tough.
Much different than here, much different.
Yeah, very, very tough. So affordability in Iowa. So while we're talking about one of our home states here in the Quad Cities, the median home value is not $800,000.
It is not.
No, it's way less.
It's much more affordable. We're at $240,000 overall the entire state.
Okay, overall the entire state. So talk a little bit more about that affordability and how Iowa's kind of emerging, and Illinois, I should say, ranked 17th among all the United States, kind of emerging as maybe a spot where people are going to be looking at more and more to purchase a home.
Right. Housing goes into a huge part of where you choose to raise a family, grow a business, lay down roots, and being that it only takes about 2 years to save for that down payment versus the 13 of a Hawaii or California, and that down payment being $28,000 or less is a huge benefit to those buyers locating in Iowa.
Yeah, that is huge. And the home size. So when you really think about it, you're going to get more bang for your buck, so to speak, if you are purchasing in Iowa or Illinois compared to some of those states that we just talked about. So on average, the home size in Iowa, you gave us these numbers, 1,500 square feet, which I'm sure is much different if you're purchasing a place that's
much closer to 1,000 square feet in a higher price state like California or Hawaii. That would be a first-time buyer home, 1,000 square feet. We're closer to 1,500 square feet.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so good news for us here in the QC. Let's talk a little bit about down payments. You kind of mentioned down payments a little bit so far. You talked about it being much less for Iowa, of course, than some of the other more expensive states. But, you know, a down payment feels like a little daunting, I think, for everyone. But there are options for first-time home buyers. It does not have to be that much money. It doesn't have to be in the 5 digits.
Common misconception, because years ago it used to be 20% down was how you got a home. Now national average home buyers are putting down 14%, and I'd say my first-time buyers are putting down much less than that. 3% is a pretty common, 5%, 10% to get in that home and keep money in their pocket. to do improvements on the home or make it their own after they purchase.
Okay. And before we let you go, we've talked a little bit about market trends and things of that nature. So if people are considering at this point maybe putting their home on the market, just kind of talk about why, maybe not the statistics, but why spring, especially if you're living in the Midwest, is just such a popular time to do that and a good time to do that.
I'd say people in the Quad Cities are in a better mood overall when it's nice out, right? When we have hit spring and we have gotten past the snow and ice, and it's just much easier to walk around the property, get to the property, enjoy the backyard.
Things are blooming.
Things are blooming. The house looks better when the grass starts greening up and the trees start leafing out. So I'd say it's just a lot more fun to go look at houses for buyers, a lot easier to look at buyers, and a lot easier to get a clear picture of what the exterior of the home looks like instead of being bundled up and covered in snow.
Well, something for everybody to keep in mind. Justin, thank you. And if you want to get in touch with Justin or learn more about how Currents and Keys Realty can help you out, just visit them on the web. We've got that on your screen. It is currentsandkeys.com. Thank you so much, Justin, once again, for all the good info.
Great.
We appreciate it. Yes. More excitement to come in our next half hour of QCL, including a preview of Heartbreak Hotel, a musical on stage now at Circa 21 in Rock Island. And our own Kyle Keel will join us live from Lago Marcinos in Moline as the business competes for coolest thing made in Illinois.
And as we look at our skies, we've gained some cloud cover today. That will eventually translate into showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two this evening before we clear things out and bring back some plentiful sunshine to start our weekend. Your full forecast as Quad Cities Live continues after this.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Well, if you haven't been outside today, it's windy. Look at these fountains in Bettendorf. They're not going like that. They're going like that. And the flagpole, you can even tell it's getting pushed by these gusts every now and then. Gusts to around 40 miles per hour right now. I'm thinking we're going to show you those in just a moment. And you can see that we've got kind of a mix of clouds and sun in our sky. More clouds in a few hours. And with those clouds, the chance for some rain. You can see a lot of rain off to our north and west. A little deceiving here. A lot of this is still up in the clouds. The air at the surface very dry, so this rain is trying to make it all the way to the ground. A lot of it's evaporating on the way, but we'll get a few showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder here as we get into the evening hours, and as around midnight we should actually start seeing all that rain move off to the east, so we will clear out. Yeah, we've got the sensitivity up a little bit on the radar, but we're not seeing a lot of rain make it to the ground. Nonetheless, that is heading right toward eastern Iowa and western Illinois, so we will eventually see at least a few showers, and again, maybe one or two of those gives us a rumble of thunder, but no severe weather with this. Temperatures right now anywhere from the mid and upper 50s to low 60s, 58 in the Quad Cities, but 61 in Clinton and Muscatine, Iowa City at 62, Macomb at 62 with 61 in Kewanee, and the rest mainly 50s. There are the steady wind speeds coming in from the south and west, about 15 to 20, and yeah, indeed, we've got gusts around 40 plus miles per hour, 45 mile per hour gusts in Burlington, 40 in Muscatine with, let's see, 35 here in the Quad Cities, 39 in Davenport. So yeah, there you go. As we cloud things up throughout the end of the afternoon into the evening, we'll get a line of showers and again, one or two thunderstorms along the way. But as we get into the overnight hours, we start clearing out. That means plenty of sunshine for our Saturday. Should be a nice day, but as we get into Saturday night, more clouds, and we'll start off the day with some showers and again, some scattered thunderstorms. Some of that Sunday could get into the afternoon. By the way, no real risk for severe weather tonight, just a general thunderstorm outlook. Temperatures in the 20s by morning and highs for your Saturday. Looks like most of us will get into the low 50s, and then Sunday will be a little bit warmer, but a little bit wetter as well.
All right, so lots to look out for, but nothing too serious, which is the good news.
Yeah, and into the next week we get more rain. That means our lawns are going to green up nicely soon.
Perfect. Mine's a lovely shade of brown right now.
Same here.
So, all right, Eric, thank you. Coming up on Quad Cities Live, there is still time to secure your seats for the high-energy musical Heartbreak Hotel, underway now at Circa 21.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Featuring more than 40 hit songs, Heartbreak Hotel is on stage now at Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse in Rock Island. The show is high energy and explores pivotal moments in the life and musical career of Elvis Presley. Here to tell us more is Corey McKinney, the actor playing, well, you probably guessed it, Elvis. You look just like him. Corey, welcome.
What is it that gives it away? What is it? I keep hearing this, you know?
Is
it the sideburns, the hair? What is it?
I think it's both, yeah. You look great. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. This sounds like a ton of fun, so we'll get into it. Corey, critics are raving about this show. I mean, everything that I've been reading about it, people are excited. Give us a little insight into what it's all about. I mean, aside from Elvis, what are we going to learn about his life that we don't already know?
I mean, like you said, it's a lot of energy, but we see Elvis from a very young age through the show.
Okay.
And we see his, the growth of success he starts to develop. We see him at Sun Records with Sam Phillips. We see him start to, the Colonel buys Elvis and starts to manage him. So we see all this stuff start to progress through the story, and unfortunately his mother passes away, and then you just start to see all this fall apart, and you see the kind of a fall of Elvis in a sense. And it isn't until towards the end of the story, the comeback special, where that changes, and you see this other rise of Elvis, and I mean, in the black leathers, the classic, like, prime Elvis, but it's a good show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is I think we know a lot about Elvis Presley, maybe not our super younger generations, but, I think we know the story about Elvis, but I think until you see a biomusical like this, you may not really have the insight you think you do.
There's a lot you miss. I mean, it's just, as sad as it is, just the Colonel, the way he manipulated and used Elvis, and the thing I really love about this musical is you can really see that it wasn't so great, and you can just see, it just kind of hit Elvis as himself kind of fall apart and lose who he is. It isn't, like I said, until that comeback special where he truly is like, you know what, I'm done listening to him. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and that's. He just goes and kills it on stage.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, of course, we've already mentioned that you play Elvis Presley, but there are some younger actors that are part of the show, so they play Elvis younger. So talk about how, that's incorporated, the different timelines.
Yeah, so throughout the whole show, we see there's flashbacks with Kid Elvis and Gladys and Vernon, Elvis's parents. And Elvis is kind of seeing these things happen as his life is going on, and reminiscing on those times, as he was a younger kid.
Are these photos of you right now performing?
Oh yes, who is that handsome devil up on the stage?
I was gonna say, this looks great. Like the costumes and everything, it's so colorful, and I can understand why it's being called high energy. So let's talk about some of the music. Before we started the segment, you said you are pretty much on stage the entire show, if not the entire show.
The whole time.
The whole time.
I'll give you my favorite little number that I do.
Yeah, I was wondering.
In Act 1, it kicks off this medley. It's a TV medley of when he was starting to get on all these TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
And this medley kicks off with Hound Dog.
Okay.
Everybody knows Hound Dog. You ain't nothing but a Hound Dog.
I know the exact time you're talking about.
Yes,
when everybody starts screaming and...
You're right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kicks off Hound Dog, then it goes into Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah.
And then right into All Shook Up.
Okay.
And this number in particular, like, vocally it's a lot of fun, but I really can showcase my hip movements and everything like that. So I just go crazy in that moment. It's a lot of fun.
I feel like if anyone's watching you on this show right now, they're like, I'm definitely going to see this because, you're excited about it. You're passionate about it. And I think that makes all the difference. I mean, for somebody wanting to come and see a show, when the people who are part of it are really excited about it and proud of it, that's all the more reason to go see it. So very exciting. There's actually a deal as well this weekend if you are a QCL viewer. So talk a little bit about that.
Yes, a little secret here, okay? I'm going to cue you in on a little thing. If you call up at the box office and you tell them that Quad Cities Live sent you, you're going to see my my hips move for BOGO, baby. Come see them. Yeah, so just call up at the box office. You can get a buy one get one free
get
ticket.
one. Yeah, tell them you
for
saw
Friday, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. So.
Okay, so today, tomorrow, and Sunday, you want to head out and see the show. Give them a call at the box office, but say that you watched Corey on Quad Cities Live, of course, if you want that buy one get one. Sounds like a great show with a lot of cool elements. You do a great job, of course, but there's a big team of people alongside of you who are dancing and singing.
Great cast.
And people behind the scenes as well. So very cool. Heartbreak Hotel, you can see it on stage at Circa 21 through May 3rd with performances on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 7:30, Sundays at 5:30 with Wednesday matinees at 1:15. Now, if you want tickets, as we mentioned, you can call the box office or you can visit circa21.com. Again, that BOGO special is this weekend. Corey, thank you so much for joining us.
Having me here.
Yes,
Seriously.
absolutely. Coming up on QCL, we're going to head back out to Kyle Keel, who is live at Lago Marcinos in Moline, as the business is vying for the top spot in a special statewide Makers Madness competition. Plus, our wins of the week, including a fun local St. Patrick's Day event where several TVs. Coming up Monday on Quad Cities Live, the Humane Society of Scott County will be here introducing us to an adoptable four-legged friend. Plus, a lot of us are thinking about home improvements as this weather gets warmer. Lovewell Fence and Deck will be here with some ideas and solutions for us. That and much more Monday on QCL. Local favorite Lago Marcinos is in the running for the coolest thing made in Illinois. The competition follows the style of a March Madness bracket, and we are down to the Sweet 16. Joining us live from Lagos is our own Kyle Keel. And Kyle, it is a really popular spot for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, it certainly is, Morgan. And it's much more than just chocolate. It's a good family experience. You can even grab lunch down here. And of course, they have ice cream. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, we want to get caught up on the contest. I'm joined once again with Katie Lago Marcino Hilton. And Katie, you and I were just discussing how you got nominated. Describe that process real quick.
Yeah, so we just found out it was one of our longtime customers. And I know him coming in every single Valentine's Day, getting an Isabel Bloom heart for his wife, filled with all milk toffee. And so that's really cool that we have customers that care and appreciate what we have been doing. So
yeah, you know, all of us in the Quad Cities know how special Lagos is, and now Illinois will as well, because you're in the top 16. So voting for the top 8 goes until this Sunday, correct?
Top 16 goes till Sunday, and then March 25th, that's when you can start voting for top 8.
Okay, and the Lago Marcinos will be going to the governor's mansion on April 9th to find out the winner, which hopefully it is Lago Marcinos. So, Katie, let's talk more about your lunch menu, because St. Patrick's Day, you actually opened up lunch for the season.
We did. So we're very excited to have our lunch counter open up for everyone. We have our homemade sandwiches like we always do. We make our own salads in-house, like our chicken salad, egg salad, tuna salad. But right here I have our club sandwich, which has our baked ham, turkey, and cheese on our homemade Swedish rye. So the Swedish rye is where it's at.
And I tell you what, I saw the bread earlier. I mean, the bread just looks incredible. I mean, you can tell it's homemade. Yeah. And then obviously we've got the ice cream as well. So not only do you make your own handmade, homemade chocolate, you've got the ice cream. So here we've got soda.
Yes, so that is our ice cream soda, which my brother was really nice to make for us. It has strawberry topping mixed with a little bit of vanilla ice cream, then carbonated water, and then 2 scoops of our homemade vanilla ice cream.
All right, so we get the picture. Everything is homemade here. So, let's try this.
That is one of my favorites. It's super refreshing during the summertime, and it's wonderful with that smooth vanilla ice cream.
And the great strawberry flavor as well. And then obviously, I mean, I've had this a billion times. The hot fudge sundae. I mean, you can't go wrong with a classic hot fudge sundae.
This is perfect. So this is the same hot fudge recipe that my great-grandfather bought in the 1920s. He spent $25 on this recipe, and back then that was very expensive. Yeah. So his wife was pretty upset about it, but you know what? It ended up being the best purchase he ever made. So. And
all of these years later, people are still ordering them, and I gotta take a bite of this as well. So does everyone get their own hot fudge that they can pour over it? Oh, look at that! Ooh, look at that! Look at that!
So pour on your hot fudge. You get to eat it how you want it, and just enjoy this amazing vanilla ice cream and homemade hot fudge.
Yes, and the whipped cream with it too. Yes. There we go, making a mess on TV again. So remind viewers again where they vote.
So you vote at makersmadnessil.com, and you can vote till Sunday for top 16.
All right, awesome. Katie, thank you so much for having us down here at Lago Marcinos today. Best of luck in the top 16, and of course, hopefully we'll have a follow-up. Katie's actually going to be on the show the day that her parents will be up at the governor's mansion, so we'll have to get some insight on that. But yeah, of course, you can vote through Sunday, and Sunday's a good day to keep voting because we got a little rain, Eric, to get through this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. So if you can make it to Lagos to kill the time, hey, I think you're going to have a stomach ache there, Kyle. Finish that strawberry and then the chocolate.
I think so, too.
Yeah, but boy, that club, man, that looks good. Oh, head in for one of those soon. Tonight, we're down to about 28 degrees, but that's after we clear out our skies after the evening. The evening could bring some showers, even a rumble of thunder or two. And then as we get rid of those gusty winds, we'll get into a Saturday that brings northwest to southwest winds at about 5 to 10, a high of 52, which is right where we should be this time of year. So we'll call it seasonal with the wall-to-wall sunshine carpeting our sky. 56 and some showers and thunderstorms right from the get-go on Sunday, dry Monday, and then rain chances Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But by the end of next week, after those more typical low to mid-50s, we'll see highs between 60 and 70.
Yay!
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite when we start hitting those. As long as I'm not seeing like 40s still for our highs, you know, right about now, I'm okay with it.
I'm ready to move those out.
I am too. I'm ready for that. Okay, it is time now for our wins of the week, where we celebrate something cool that happened this week. Let's head back out to Kyle, who is at Lago Marcinos. Kyle, what's your win?
Yeah, I mean, this is a win in itself, getting to try
Yeah, right.
all of Lago's great ice cream and the chocolates as well. So, yes, it is a big sugar rush here. But my win actually takes us back to last week. And obviously, I was on the morning show earlier in the week, so couldn't do wins of the weekend. But a really important event that happened. Seniors is their 5K, kind of kicks off the running racing season. So I was actually the MC for the event with Laura Kopp, the CEO. So I got up on top of the scaffolding with 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. It was very cold, had the dust in the air as well. And then I joined the runners for the 5K. And then after that, took the kids to the Bi-State Parade. Was on the fence on going with the win, but I'm glad we did because they had a blast. Always a great event in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, you do a great job. I think that's why, you know, Laura asks you every year to MC that. And then the fact that Kyle runs it after, I mean, and then goes to the parade with the kids. You're like the busiest guy in the world. But great job, Kyle.
I'm very busy. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, work that sweet rush off.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, thank you.
No, I know what he means because I used to MC that too. It was tough because it was on a Saturday morning right after a Friday night.
Oh, and you're here late. Yeah.
And I remember how cold it could be on those mornings.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Eric, I don't know what yours is. What's your win?
Well, you had your flashback yesterday with Kyle.
Throwback Thursdays.
Yeah, so my power was out. I just got my internet and my TV back on yesterday. But in the meantime, for the week that I lost power, I decided to set up my DVD VCR player again so I'd have something to watch.
Oh, wow.
And I found an old VHS tape of my daughter Erin's debut on PSL, Halloween 1999. And, you know, I told you we have our little Thursday night get-together, so I showed her this tape. She wasn't too impressed. She goes, are you gonna show where we take off my hat and I'm kind of a bald little baby? But
yeah.
But I always loved this video. It was her coming out party on Paula Sands Live for Halloween, and she's still that cute.
She's beautiful. She's still beautiful. That is so cute. And you know what? I love that Paula had started this because we still have our kids on the Halloween special. QCL had its first Halloween special in the fall, and Kyle and I had our kids on it.
I
so
know.
It's just cute. Very cute.
Fun to look back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so really quick, my win of the week is happy birthday to my nanny, who is 92 years old today.
What? She looks great.
She's 92. Obviously, that's Darby, who is 6 now. So that was 5 years ago that she took those photos with Darby. But yeah, I wanted to give her a quick shout out. She's up in Montreal, Canada. It's Jean McDonald's 92nd birthday, and she'd probably be a little shy knowing that I was putting her pictures all over TV today, but wanted to wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Nanny. And thank you so much for watching. Your News at 4 is up next.